Songs of Solomon chapter 5 verses 10 through 16. It says, Solomon's bride says, my beloved is radiant and ruddy, outstanding among 10,000. His head is pure as gold. His hair is wavy and black as raven. His eyes are like doves by the water streams, washed in milk, mounted like jewels. His cheeks are like beds of spicy yielding perfumes. His lips are like lilies dripping with myrrh. His arms are like rods of gold set with topaz. His body is like polished ivory decorated with lapis lazuli. His legs are pillars of marble set on bases of pure gold. His appearance is like Lebanon, choice as its cedars. This is the punchline right here. His mouth is sweetness itself. He is altogether lovely. This is my beloved. This is my friend, daughters of Jerusalem. So I'm reading this because there's this doctrine that Muhammad of Islam, to be specific, because we know there's more than one Muhammad in history, that the Muhammad of Islam is being mentioned in the Bible in this one verse. This is the doctrine. I came across this because I came across some, I'll just say person who was on that doctrine. So I went and looked it up. You see, we have to, again, analyze things and not just believe them because some Negro says so. So I looked into it, and I should have did this a few weeks ago, but I had other things. So upon looking at this, and I already knew the guy was in error, but then there's speculating something, and then there's doing the research to find out that that person is truly in error. And I gotta say also that the guy is, and I don't like using this term because it gets misused, but the guy was pretty bugged out. He was Bible Islam mix, I noticed, but that's besides the point. So addressing the doctrine, he's saying Muhammad is in this particular book, in this particular one sentence. So, oh, and the ad, he also said it was in the Hebrew version. So because obviously we know in English right here, we do not see anything closely related to Muhammad as it relates to Islam. So this is where the error comes in, and this is how you analyze doctrine. So he's talking about this Muhammadin. This is a word, not a name. This word means desirable, which is exactly what we read in verses 10 through 16. It's a woman expressing her desire for a man, right? This is not the name Muhammad dealing with anything of Islam. You have to be thirsty to try to reach into that concept to pull out that this is Muhammad when it clearly is not talking about Muhammad or Islam or none of that nonsense. When we go back, so right here, Songs of Solomon 5 and 16, that's what we're dealing with. Get rid of this foolishness. So this is the verse 16, the final verse, our punchline. You actually see Muhammadin, which is a plurality here, meaning lovely. You see that in the translation. This has, again, this is not a name Muhammad, this is Muhammadin, which means desirable. I don't see a man's name here. I don't see that or anything relating to Islam. This was really basically easy. Again, when people just hear things, they just want to listen to things. And I know in Islam, I learned this recently, that they're all about reciting things. It's not about so much documenting or writing things down. They just want to be told things. Well, that doesn't fly over here because things are more concrete when they're written down, and you you can dismantle errors of interpretation and things of that nature. His interpretation is, this is the prophet Muhammad, so-called prophet Muhammad of Islam. So that's clearly false, as you can see. So as you go back here, scroll down, we're going to address this nonsense. It says the last verse, according to our Muslim friends, is somehow about Muhammad. Because again, this lovely, there is Muhammadim, and they're saying it's Muhammad. Why should we interpret this verse as a prophecy about Muhammad? Muslims reason that since the Hebrew for altogether lovely, that plurality of Muhammadim, which they actually have right here, sounds somewhat similar to the name Muhammad. Again, just because something sounds similar doesn't mean that's what it is. Okay, but that's where the error comes in. So the verse is actually referring to Muhammad by name. This is a note here. Zakir Naik claims that the suffix I am added for respect in Hebrew, but this is sheer nonsense. That's obvious because it's plural. The I am is added for the plural, which again I already addressed. The I am means like it, like there's Israel, then Israelite, or I am. Okay, like your brethren plural is your Akim. Okay, the plural versus singular. Getting back to it though, so which may be a plural intensity altogether, because it's all together then lovely. But let's forgive this blunder and pretend that the word used in similar is Mahammad, which is close to Muhammad. So Songs of Solomon 5:16 should be related or be translated, his mouth is sweetness itself, he is Muhammad, this is my beloved, this is my friend, daughters of, it would, yeah. Okay, I see what this is how you analyze things. I know this does not get taught because it's kind of dangerous, because people will lose followers. Because what's the point of following a man when you have the ability to do and conduct research yourself? So this is just getting into the errors. I'm not going to go deep into this. I've already addressed it, but it's very obvious. You really have to reach. He came with a lot of points. Somebody loving somebody before they were even born. But this is a physical man, because this was before Muhammad even existed. It's really thorough. I respect the research on this. Of course, I followed up, and this is spot on. So this in summary, this Muhammadim is talking about lovely, altogether lovely, plural. So this is not talking about the prophet Muhammad. You really got to be a fool to or just lazy to receive and accept that. You got to reject that. So that's all I have for now, as it is written, and I'm out.